And welcome back to this week's Simpleton Review. We are glad you are here. This week we are going to be talking about Delvon Lamarr Organ Trio's new album, I Told You So. Yes, we did. We told you so. And this, of course, is an album that is picked by Mr. Charlie Simpleton over there. And anyways, let's talk just a little bit about who they are. Delvon Lamarr Organ Trio has been around since about 2015. They're a soul jazz group, mostly organ-based, but they're basically a three-person trio, organ, guitar, and drums. And they've released two albums, and their latest one, which is what we're going to be reviewing, is called I Told You So. It was formed in Seattle and by Delvon Lamarr, and he got tired, from what I understand, of playing gigs for people, traveling 100 miles and getting a $50 gig. So his wife told him, start your own damn band. And so he did. And his wife said she will take care of the rest, and the rest is history. She actually has taken care of the rest, and they've garnished a lot of popularity and fame since then. In fact, their first album, from what I understand, spent quite a bit of time as a #1 jazz album on the jazz chart. So that's pretty dang cool. They've toured the United States and abroad. They've performed in several musical festivals, including the Detroit and the Monterey Jazz Festival. And so they're a really great band. On January 29th, they released their sophomore album, I Told You So. This is a pretty relevant review. Heck yeah.
This is a really relevant review.
Right on. So you know what, Charlie?
Since
you picked this album, why don't you start us off and tell us about your love for the Delvon Lamarr Organ Trio?
My love comes from a live set.
Yeah.
The album is good, but you got to see them live. Those guys
that's what I hear.
Are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I've seen them I've seen them twice now. I thought I'd seen them 3 times, but no, I've only gotten to see them twice, and both times just blew me away. It just knocked me back.
Nice.
Because they can carry stuff and it's seamless. Even when it is kind of samey, they turn it into part of the show. Like, it's like good musicians do.
Yeah.
When things aren't going well, they recover well, and so it's fantastic. This album, I thought it was a good choice for an album of the month. It's very bright, and it's something to lift your spirits during those winter blues. So it's definitely one that you're gonna have to give a spin. Yeah. It's got a classic sound. I mean, you can tell the roots out of the 50s. The organ playing is very upbeat and carries a long way. The guitar playing is second to none. Oh my gosh, that guy can and seeing live is a different perspective, but you can tell even just in what's played, there's quite a range going on.
I liked it a lot. The B3 Hammond is obviously a classic instrument in and of its own. It's also a classic rock, soul, R&B instrument. I mean, you name a song in the 1950s and 60s, it probably had a B3 behind it. Even clear into the 80s, for that matter. They are fantastic. If you do want to watch them live, even though it's hard to do right now, actually live, you can find a YouTube. They've got a full performance of this album at KEXP, which is Seattle's public radio station, and you can check that out. It's pretty good.
So good.
I'm going to have you tell me what you think of this album, because I got a cough.
I thought it was okay. I'm not a frequent jazz listener, so it was a little bit of a shock to the system for me. I liked the song Aces a lot. I liked the drum feature and the organ feature that they had in between it. And I liked Right Place, Right Time a lot. The conversation between both the guitars was really cool. Having it in different ears was really nice. And then having the organ right in the center felt good. But other than that, all the other songs to me kind of just sounded the same. So,
go ahead. Are you done?
I was going to say their Careless Whisper cover was okay. The fact that there was no saxophone made me sad, but it was there.
The organ actually handled it pretty well. I was actually rather impressed. But I do have to agree with Lemuel in one respect, is it does kind of start to sound a little like there's only 9 songs. Is that right? I think there's only 9 songs on the CD.
Short.
So luckily it is short, but if there is one beef I've got, like you said, first of all, let's start with what I was thinking. Charlie, you definitely hit it. There's definitely a heavy 1960s influence with these guys. Booker T and the MGs, people like that, you could definitely hear the influence there. And if there is one beef I have, is they have an unrelenting groove. Now, if you're if you're hearing them live, that groove is probably freaking awesome. I won't doubt that in the slightest. But if you're listening to a CD, it's like, okay, I gotta stop here. So there's at least like what the Careless Whisper is a little bit different. So I actually kind of was like, oh, this is to
See,
you,
to me,
George.
that was-
This is to you, George. Okay. Anyway.
See, and that was my irritation on the album, because it's like I was like, man, they had to pull a lame cover. Well, no, I mean, and I've heard it live, and what they did is they do it as more like a like Weird Al treats a polka, where he introduces like 20 songs in a row, and they do that. They've gone from Careless Whisper up to Billie Jean, and like just
so they just go and go and go,
and they go
so
and go and go.
It's
and
probably
then,
like
then it ends with
right, and you've probably got to have a dance floor set up, right? I'm assuming, you know, people.
No, actually,
around.
it was during the pandemic that I'd seen him.
Gotcha.
So there's no dancing, which was really funny, because I'm sure I ruined a few chairs, you know, by doing the butt dance.
Well, I'll tell you, if you go to the KEXP video that I'm talking about on YouTube and read the comments about the band underneath, they are fantastic. Like one of them, so the recording is done in their house. I don't know if it's Kendrick or Delvin's house or whose house it is, but it's done in the house, right? And they've got gamer lights around them. You know what I'm talking about? They got gamer lights.
Wait.
But one of the comments under there, I just thought it was great. He's like,
yeah, there it is.
One of the comments underneath says, "I bet you the neighbors get mad when they stop." I was like, I love it. That's great. You know, I mean, because they're good. I mean, you cannot. It is infectious. The groove is infectious. Like I said, my only beef may be that it does not let up, but it is infectious. You will bounce along to the music. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. So let's go ahead and give our grade for this recording, which is I Told You So by Delvon Lamarr. Lemuel, you start.
I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Overall, it was fun and energetic, and like it was nice to just walk around my house and kind of dance while I'm cleaning and all that sort of stuff. But like I said, the songs kind of sounded the same. And there's only 2 that'll end up on my Spotify playlist. So 3 out of 5, I think, is a pretty solid rating for that.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Charlie, go ahead.
I'm a fan. So mine is totally biased. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5.
Right on.
Again, one thing that you have to understand about jazz is that if you look at a jazz album, there's usually only about 5 or 6 tracks.
Right.
So honestly, this is actually a lot of music for a jazz album.
Right.
So, and I think that the Phil, like they have the song on there, From the Streets. And that one is just like very, to me, it was like, because I'm thinking in colors and I'm thinking in patterns, very monochrome, very like it was something that you'd hear from a background R&B guy.
Yeah.
And that kind of disappointed me with the Careless Whisper. It was a good cover, but to put it on the album, I could have gone a different way. But,
you think it was
that's
filler?
me.
Do you think it was filler?
No, probably not. But at the same, because it was a good cover, it's just like I wasn't ready for it to mix within everything else. So
that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I you know, you can fanboy all you want, and you're right. Jazz albums, like I've got Bitches Brew by
there's only like 4
by
songs.
Miles Davis. Yeah, it's a 2-album set, and there's it's like less than 10 songs, but each song is like 20 minutes long. I mean, it's a freaking amazing album. If you've never checked out Bitches Brew by Miles Davis, what are you doing? It's amazing. Blow your mind. All right. Sorry. Well,
I'm just thinking like even Horace Silver, Charlie Parker, all those guys, all of them, about 6 songs.
Absolutely. Sure.
So, and even if the songs are only 5 minutes, they were short albums.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I am going to give it a 3 overall as well, just like Lemuel. I thought it was fantastic. I think it was a solid effort. The fact that this is their second major debut release or major release is pretty impressive. And for 9 songs, I'll listen to it. You bet. There's a couple of songs that I'll put on my Spotify playlist and groove along to. When that comes on, I'll say, yeah, this is good stuff. Heck yeah, bring it. Woo, woo. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I'm telling you, it's good. 3, solid 3 from Nate Simpleton. So there we go. So we got a 3 and a 4 and a 3. So yeah, good job, Delvon. You guys did fantastic. Keep it up. Look forward to hearing more music from you guys in the future. And now it's time.
Simpleton Certified?
No, it is not.
No, got to be 3.5 from everybody.
Yeah, no, it is not. Yep. So moving on. Now it's time for our feature we like to call Pop Culture News. Lemuel, why don't you start us off?
Okay, so mine's kind of like it's a story that's been going on kind of all month. So towards the beginning of the month, a man that no one's ever heard of named Elon Musk made some tweets about something called cryptocurrency, specifically Dogecoin.
Okay.
So him, Snoop Dogg, and Gene Simmons all tweeted about Dogecoin.
Gene Simmons? Like
yes.
Kiss?
Yeah.
Like Kiss Gene Simmons. Okay.
Yeah, so they all started tweeting about it, and I guess it went up about 37%. Its stock did after that.
Yeah.
So, after that, Elon started tweeting about it again. He tweeted a picture of, like, a dog putting a flag on the moon, and it was the Dogecoin symbol, and all he said with it was literally. After that, the stock jumped again by about 25%. So the SEC said, hey, we might investigate you for market fraud for this. He responded with, that would be awesome. Do it. And so now he's under investigation.
Typical Elon Musk fashion, right?
Bring it,
Yeah,
boys.
so-
When you're one of the richest, when you're like in the top 2 to 3 of the richest men in the world, I guess you can get away with saying those kind of things. I'm just saying.
I mean, he's getting investigated, but whether or not they find anything, or even if they do, like, what are they going to do? Like, sue him for a percentage of what he has?
Well, I mean, SEC fraud SEC fraud is a big thing, and he can go to jail for that. So it's a federal offense. You do not manipulate markets like that or commit fraud, financial fraud, because you will go to prison with that kind of stuff. And that's SEC fraud, Securities and Exchange Commission. You will go to jail. So if he is, look, putting a tweet on Twitter, does that manipulate the market? Maybe. Is it against the law? Probably not, right? But if you can actually prove that, like, he did something to make the price go up and down, yeah, he'll be in trouble.
That's
for sure.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Yeah,
It's almost like putting out a commercial.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, because if you're using images and stuff to sell your product,
yeah.
I mean, that's without paying for it. Yeah, that's kind of rigging the system there.
Yeah, for sure,
Just a little
for
bit.
sure. Okay, Charlie, how about you? What do you got for us on pop culture news?
Hey, so it looks like there's a new app, or I think it's an app, or no, it's actually more of a music club that's going to be starting up. And I don't know, it may already have started
Not
recently.
one of those again.
No, well, it's done through done through Bandcamp. And so what they've done is they have collected like the world's largest group of international like dance music and I mean indie music and stuff you've never heard of and wouldn't know about unless you were there, because it's like stuff that I sift through is like 3/4 of it's like Swedish or Australian or and what happens is that they've done this to have people create their playlists and publish them. So that way people will listen to a sifting of the music that's done by a person versus an algorithm. And so it'll kind of like it's kind of like having your a person be a DJ that doesn't want to really talk on the radio or anything, but they can develop a list and help sell the music for all the other artists. And so I thought this was kind of a cool idea. And it looks like something that they're trying to push through the pandemic, and it's something that you can do without necessarily having to be part of a service. To
so it's not going to be like Columbia.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like Columbia. It's going to be it's kind of, but it's also not a Spotify, where it's more like you're still encouraged to investigate all this music and buy from the bands.
Okay.
Especially with the way they're doing, like I think Fridays once a month they take away all the fees. You're paying for the artist for their music and not anybody else.
Bandcamp does that, huh?
is wow.
So
I think they do it once a month.
Wow.
It's usually on a Friday.
Wow.
I get emails about it every once in a while, and I don't know if that was just during the pandemic or if it's something that they're going to carry over. But I know they're probably using some of the just like the ideas that people are getting for grants for stage entertainment to like keep everything flowing. So they're trying to do stuff to keep the music force alive. So
nice. There's a NPR guy. His name is Lars, He does music mostly. He kind of borders on like most of the like really hard like Norwegian death metal kind of stuff, a lot of it. But
you'll find that on Bandcamp too.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. Most of his stuff he gets like almost all the bands he finds that he plays on All Songs Considered is from Bandcamp, which is really cool. So if you want to check out Lars, you could probably find him on NPR Music. I think it's nprmusic.org actually. You can go to and check out Lars's list, and maybe you'll find some stuff that he recommends. But it's not all death metal. He does a lot of other stuff. In fact, he got his start in like when he was a kid, he listened to Christian music. So just saying, he still kind of has he said it one day. He's like, I have a soft spot for Tooth and Nail. I'm just saying. I'm like, nice.
Me too.
Nice. Well, yeah, I do too. You know, I like Brandon, but you know, it's not like it was in 1995.
No, the bands are a bit different
They are.
because they went with the times, and they are still going with. Well, they're still running.
Oh, I know, but the music isn't as unpolished as it used to be. You know what I mean?
Well, where is? I mean, listen to the Foo Fighters. Do they sound like anything like Nirvana started?
Well, probably not. I got a point there. You got a point there. Okay, it's time for my little piece of pop culture news. So, German radio station issues statement after he compares BTS to COVID-19. Yeah.
Probably got
this sounds good.
He stoked the ire of all the BTS fans around the world. His name is Steve Aoki. That's some of the artists, I guess. They slammed him as racism and xenophobia, his comments. So Björn 3, a radio station in Bavaria, Germany, has issued a statement after host Matthias Matuschik compared BTS to the coronavirus on air. After playing BTS's cover of Coldplay's Fix You, I have not heard this cover, by the way. If you guys have, I don't know if it's good or not. Matuschik said their version of the song was blasphemy and likened the K-pop superstars to some crappy virus that hopefully there will be a vaccine for soon as well. He says, I have nothing against South Korea. You can't accuse me of xenophobia only because this boy band is from South Korea. I have a car from South Korea, he says. I have the coolest car around. He then suggested BTS will be vacationing in North Korea for the next 20 years for their Fix You cover. Ooh. He's telling these kids that they're going to go to North Korea. That is harsh. That's harsh.
That's pretty cruel.
So in a response obtained by the AP, the radio station said Matuschik was presenting his opinion in an ironic, exaggerated way and with exaggerated excitement. His words went too far and hurt the feelings of BTS fans. That does not take much. Sorry.
I think what we just talked about just did.
He has assured us of this. In no way intended this. He just wanted to express his displeasure over the aforementioned cover version. So, to back this all up, Coldplay has a song called Fix You. BTS did a cover of it. This German DJ didn't like it, and so he thinks they're no better than the COVID-19 virus. And he hopes that one day there will be a vaccine for BTS, just like there is for the COVID-19 virus. Hot takes.
He didn't just poke the beehive, he threw rocks at it.
No, he poked the BTS hive.
Oh,
okay, that was bad. All right, guys, don't forget to check out Delvon Lamarr's latest album called I Told You So. It is fantastic and well worth your time. Don't forget to check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/Simpleton Review, or you can just go straight to our website, simpletonreview.com, find everything you need to do. Our Patreon page, merch, find our videos there, everything you need in one amazing place. That is the simpletonreview.com. I am your host, Nate Simpleton.
And I'm Charlie Simpleton.
I'm Lemuel Simpleton. And also, just so you guys know, Nate Simpleton and Lemuel Simpleton stream entertainment news on Thursdays.
That's right.
The Simpleton Reviews on Twitch.
That's right. Don't forget to check us out. 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Entertainment news, and hopefully one day we might have Charlie join us once in a while to help us out on that. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Simpleton Review. We look forward to chatting with you next week. Bye-bye.